my apologies for that. So basically, it was suddenly. Suddenly, you're going to be waking up and things are going to change suddenly. You're going to show up to your job and something's going to happen suddenly. And it was just everything that he was saying. It was just like pertaining to me going about my day, doing everything, and then suddenly things were going to start happening fast. And it was just something that I kind of kept to myself. I didn't know what to do with. So I just kind of kept it in check, and every so often I would get suddenly, and then I would get other words just to kind of, just kind of show me that things were going to change. And now I look and I notice that other people are getting the same things now, just to confirm. So I've been getting a lot of confirmation with the words that I hear the Lord speaking to me. And this morning, what I do every morning is I wake up, I dedicate my mornings to the Lord. So I'll either read my word or listen to a prophetic word, or just pray, listen to praise and worship. I try to dedicate all of my mornings to God. And this morning, I was, after I got done doing that, I kind of started getting on social media, and I was watching Facebook, and Facebook has, well, you guys know, when you look at a video, they'll just start popping up other videos. So I looked at this video, and it was Beyonce. It was a music video that she had made that came out, I think, last year. I don't follow pop culture anymore, and she's not somebody that I have listened to for many, many years. So when I was just feeling in my feelings this morning, and I saw that video, it was called, what was it called? Pretty Hurts. And it was a really good video, and I related to it in the sense that many years ago, I had struggled with eating disorders, and that was just part of my story of just how much I just didn't value myself as a person. And the Lord just started showing me through this video, there was things where I was like, oh my God, I can relate to that, because I was that girl. I used to be that way. And God was just reminding me that look at where you've been, and look at how much I've brought you out of that person. And I realized that I wasn't valuing myself for a very long time when I didn't know the things of the Lord. So he was using that to kind of show me that, I apologize for the noise, my daughter's here. But he was using that to show me, I know it doesn't look like much right now, but look at where you started many years ago, and look at the person that you are today. And that should be something that's so cliche in our minds that, we should just look at and be grateful for. And I just couldn't see, because I was focused on my problems that are happening right now, but I wasn't looking at the bigger picture of just how far I came. And the Lord was kind of speaking to me in different ways of how I was listening to the voice of the enemy versus the voice of God, and just how much he loved me. But because I couldn't hear his voice was drowned out by the lies that were going on in my head, that I was not good enough, I was not pretty enough, I was not skinny enough, I was not, whatever. Just whatever was going through my head at that time, that caused me to get into these toxic relationships, because I didn't value myself. I went in these relationships where people didn't treat me very well, and I put up with it for so long. And I was thinking, how did I allow that to happen for so long? And it was just because I didn't have the value in myself that I have now. And God is still working on me with valuing myself. That's still a work in progress, but I value myself to know that I know what I deserve and what I want out of a relationship, and I know what I don't want out of a relationship. And if you look at my past videos, you know that I'm currently going through a divorce. And I know a lot of people are like, divorce? Why would that happen to somebody who's supposedly a believer? Well, and this is not to talk any ill about my soon-to-be ex. I pray for the day that we can have a good relationship. I've tried, but just the other day, even, this person, is very angry about the divorce, and, they weren't saying nice things. Let's just say that. And the Lord was showing me that, I remember thinking to myself, I thought to myself that, oh my God, was this the person that I was with the entire time? And the Lord was just showing me that, yes, this person was exactly who they were the whole time. They haven't changed. You have. And I thought, oh my God, it was like I had this aha moment, this epiphany. And I was like, how did I get so great at coloring every red flag green? And it took me to realize that it was all boiled down to how I saw myself, how I valued myself. I know that no one deserves to be in a relationship where someone is speaking down to them, or not, just we know who God says we are, and we know what He says about us. We were created in His image, and God says nothing but great things about us. But the enemy comes in, and the enemy comes in many forms, because it's the same spirits, but they manifest through people around us. And they get in our heads, and they make us believe these things. And these things are not true, because the Word states specifically who we are and how God sees us. So the Lord was just showing me that it was because I wasn't listening to what He was saying about me. I was listening to what the enemy was saying. And that caused a domino effect to where I jumped in these relationships, not knowing my value, not knowing my worth, and I tried to find validation in them, and I didn't. And when I didn't, and it was over, I was left picking up the pieces of things. So, that was something that I feel like God is leading me to get on here and share with others who may be at that place to where God is showing you things within yourself, and you're understanding your thought process that led you down different paths in your life. And the Lord was just showing me how not valuing yourself can cause you to get into these traps, and how these traps can affect, and just the process of healing. He's bringing this out because I feel like, God has been preparing me for a new relationship, a new marriage. But I've been single for almost 3 years now, and I didn't want to get started in any relationship until my divorce is finalized. But not only just that, until I have the healing that I need to be the wife that I feel like God is calling me to be. I just I had to get to the point where I was realizing just the same types of toxic people that I was going for and why I was going for that. And just how God is just so faithful, and He would just, break those things off of you and get you to the point where you realize, okay, this is why. And my biggest hurdle is I'm always willing to forgive others, but it's harder for me to forgive myself. And the Lord has just kind of been showing me that you need to get to the point where you forgive yourself as easily as you forgive other people. And know that, you were doing what you thought was right with your own might, and I was living outside of God's will, and it wasn't right, and it didn't work out because of the fact that I wasn't walking with the Lord. I couldn't hear His voice, and He couldn't be able to, tell me the truth. So I was believing all of these lies, and, that's how the enemy works. He gets us to believe these lies, and the next thing you know, we're settling for things that we wouldn't normally settle for. And I look back on it now, and I'm just like, why did I wait so long to get to this point? And God's like, you can't think in those terms. You're here now. The past isn't going to change. And even His word states that He will redeem the years. He will redeem the years that the swarming locust and the cankerworm have eaten. And that's one thing He's been, really putting on me as well, is I'm redeeming all of those years back, those years of when you were younger. God, He operates outside of space and time. So when He says I'm redeeming all of those years, He's just like, I'm going to be 35 this year. And, he's like, people are going to start, because I'm able to restore those years. There was a while there that I was, I was aging like everybody else, and everybody lately has been like, did you do something to your face? You look like you're getting younger. And I'm like, I'm not getting younger. I haven't done anything to my face at all. But I've noticed that I do see more of that youthful, and it's just God's way of letting me know that He's restoring back those years, no matter what. So even if you think that you're in your mid-30s and you think that things are too late for me, I'm at a point where I'm not at the same level as everybody else that I need to be at this age. And God's like, I'm restoring the years, and He's doing it supernaturally outside of space and time. So standing on His promises and believing what He says about us is something that I feel like in this season God is trying to convey to His followers. And just knowing your worth, saving yourself for someone who God has for you. If you are called into a kingdom marriage, many of us are, I know I am, and just healing from those things is where I feel like I am at in my season. And if you're going through the same season as me, please just comment, say hi. I love meeting and interacting with people. I'm going to jump off here. I don't want this to be too long, but suddenly and valuing yourself is what I feel the Holy Spirit has led me to come on here and share with you guys. I pray that you all have a blessed day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.